What's going on, everybody? It's Christian. I was just doing a little update here on this 352 I've been restoring. So the story on this real quick, it started off as just a single bunk, and then I happened to dig around in my stash and pulled out another cab and sliced it and stretched the cab out to a double bunk, which was a pain in the ass because the seam line was so hard to cover. But after toying with it and finally filling stuff in, I finally got it to look halfway decent. Can't really see the seam line too bad in it now, but it looks a lot better. I got to figure out what kind of clear to put on it, because the green is a Model Masters lacquer sublime green, and then the black is Rust-Oleum gloss black. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of clear to put over top of this that won't lift up any paint or crack it or do any kind of crazy stuff to it. But that's what the cab looks like so far. I'm still working on it. I gotta do a little more stuff. I got to fix the little green runs or the black where it shouldn't be, but when it gets done, when I'm done with the truck itself, it'll be a few inches longer than the stock frame with some full fender, half fenders, and dual exhausts with the mufflers, but the tips are going to be short and curve out. And then I'm going to put a different engine in it. That's what the cab looks like, so you guys can get an idea of that. It was really fun creating this bigger cab. Looks a lot better. I wish AMT would have made these a long time ago, so just make them single bunks. Here's the crap box, as you want to call it, of all the parts and stuff like that. Hold on for 1 second. So it's basically a big parts truck right now, but it will be all in one big truck here soon. So let me go through some of this stuff. So here's all the parts that came off the truck, because the truck started off built, so I just stripped it all down and whatnot. And here's everything, and I'll show you the engine. You guys will be kind of tickled about the engine. Hold on for 1 second. You guys can look at that frame real quick. Hold on. Won't be too long. So the engine came out of the Talieri kit. This engine came out of the Talieri kit, and I just spruced it up a little bit, turned it into a Cummins ISX. Fixed the valve cover, painted it red. I gotta redo a few things on there. There's a bunch of wires all over the place. New tubing on there, and that part across the valve cover, made that myself. The valve cover itself, been shaped and made. I did all that. That's what's going to go in the engine. As for the engine, the interior is still going to be the same. Just put back up in there. Still won't see it. They still got the wall in place.
Where did you go to school? MIT. Well, hey, me too. I should have known behind every great invention is an MIT mind.
Here's the stock frame and those wheels that are on it. These are the Talieri Peterbilt rims. I figured it would be a decent attire to put on a Peterbilt 352 cab over. But there's that old junky Detroit engine that's going to come out of there. Unfortunately, I snapped the hinges on it, so I'm trying to decide whether it's going to be a cab where you can lift off and look at it, or if it's going to be glued down. But if it's going to be glued down, then oh well, you still be able to see the engine from it. That's the stock frame. Like I said, it's going to be sliced and moved down some. Here's a Peterbilt 359 frame that I was going to use some parts off of, but I think the frame's so far gone, I'm probably just going to make my own frame rails. But I thought about using this, so I kept it on the side for backup. And here are the wheels that I'm going to put on it. Now, Christmas time, if anybody knows, if you go to the Speedway gas station, you can pick up little 1/24 scale trucks that light up. I'm sure you guys probably know there's a International fire truck, and then I think last year there was a Mack dump truck. Well, the cab on that, I'm going to make a dump truck out of that as soon as I get a proper tire bed for it. But I junked the wheels and put the wheels for the cab over. So these are what the wheels are going to look like for the cab over. The bottom 3 wheels are the stock ones. The top ones are what I'm going to be using. So let me go ahead and pull one of these out so you can get an idea. So these are float tires for the front. These are between 125th and 124. So I'm going to have big wide tires on the front. And then here's the rear tire for the back. Super singles. Yeah, buddy. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Pardon my language. But they're going to look really good on this truck. And then let me go ahead and show you the half fenders that are going to go on it. So here they are. I'm going to take them out of the bag, but I don't feel like doing it. But you can probably see there's going to be the half fenders that go on the back, and then the light bar. It's going to have its own custom light bar. Here's some more fenders. If I never showed you guys what kind of fenders I got. I got some double humps, which got to be cleaned up. And then I got some full fenders here with the flame job that I'm going to take the paint off of. And for you guys to know, this is the stuff that I use to take off paint. It's expensive shit, but it worked really good. Put this on there, rub a little bit of, take a paintbrush and just rub that stuff on there and let it sit for about 15-20 minutes, and then take a razor blade or something and scrape it off. I got it from Hobby Lobby, or Hobby Town, sorry. And this is what I paid for it. It's the best stuff I've used so far. It's not, I mean, it's not, it doesn't have a smell to it. It's easy to wash off. So if you guys ever get a chance to buy some of this, this is what it's called. There's a website for it too. If you look that up on internet, let me see if I have that, if it's on the back. Here it is. If you guys look up, mine's my fingers, deluxematerials.com, you can get some of this stuff. This stuff is really good for plastic models. It doesn't, when you put it on, it doesn't warp it. It don't soften the plastic. It can put it on, scrape it right off. With this Peterbilt hood of mine, where the hell it would to? This Peterbilt hood of mine was full, because this is a 379 extended hood for 1/24 scale, made by Gary Wallace, and I had used it one time, and it didn't suit my need, so I stripped all the paint off of it, and that's what using that stuff does. I got to clean the cracks up with a really good razor blade, but other than that, it's still good. And here's the grill for it. And if anybody bought any GW or Gary Wallace hoods, let me know if you guys ever messed around with them, because I'm having a hard time with the hood hinges on how they're supposed to go on. I really don't want to glue the hood down if I don't have to. The whole point of having the aftermarket hood is to be able to expose the engine. Oh, and one more thing before I get off of here. So I got this idea of making a engine dyno stand. So I want to take an engine, a diesel engine, put it in a frame, put a fuel tank and the air compressor, the wires, air filter, exhaust pipe and whatnot, and make an engine like what you would see in a garage as a dyno stand. So this is what I'm going to, this is just a mock-up, but I'm going to take this engine right here, this Cummins engine. This came out of a Freightliner FLC 1/24 scale Italieri kit. I'm going to take this engine, make a scratch-built frame, keep all the hose and wiring, take all the extra accessories off the frame, put the radiator in there, hook all the lines up, and run a fuel tank to the back of it, and make a scratch-built starter box and an exhaust pipe to run off the side. And then I'm going to have that like it would be a dyno truck. It would be a dyno engine. Tell me what you guys think about that. Look, I think that would be kind of cool. Never built nothing like that, but And here's an update on some other stuff too while I'm at it. Here's that freight shaker. So this is the look I was going for. I took the stuff off the Kenworth Tyrone Malone Boss truck. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a platform. Since the frame's longer on the back here, if you guys can see, what I'm going to do is make a rack for a vehicle or something to be put on the back. So here's the deck to put on the back of it. I got to shorten it right here. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to shorten this rack right here on the back of it so it's even with the cab. And I got these spare tires, these Tyrone Malone tires to throw on the back for it's right here to put on the back for detail. And I'm going to throw some ramps on it. So that'll fill in the space. So it'll be a car hauler / semi truck too. So we got a lot of stuff going on here in the shop. Oh shit! And here's the 1/64 scale I'm still tinkering with. I gotta get that done, but this is what it looks like. Looks pretty good. Gotta get the air fuel tank on and some lights on it. Here's the trailer that goes with it. I gotta paint the blue red, but it's gonna be pretty decent. And here is the Kenworth. I'm almost done. I got the decals put on tonight, but shit. Let me go ahead and get this truck in some light. Maybe you guys can get a better view of it. So a little bit. So I put. All right, hold on. I gotta make sure I put somewhere so it don't fall off and break. So what we got here is I got the American flag I put on. Thought that looked good for. And then I got the emblem put on the front. I got the stock bumper on. Looks really good. I love all the old school trucks. I like the new ones, but these old ones are what gives me the drive to build these models. Of course, you've seen the tires and whatnot. The Thunder Sand and Gravel decal, it's a little off, but I got a lowboy trailer I'm going to put on it so that instead of using a gravel trailer, I'm going to use a lowboy to haul construction equipment, which I got an excavator and the China cabinet for it. There's some decals there. And there's one on the fuel tank there too. Actually, is that one right there came off of the Kenworth T600 AMT kit. And on this, I didn't get the other symbol put on, but check this out. Look at the Caterpillar engine symbol. Got that off of them trading cards you get. I think it looks really good like that. Got all that on there. Got the American flag on the air filter. I got all my hose lines and hydraulic lines hooked up. As you can tell, I scratch built them. I didn't buy them from Model Truck website. I scratch built those. Let me get a better view of the rear. Sorry about the shaking of the camera. I'm not very good at doing this. So there's what the airlines look like on the back. Got the wire wrapped around the corner for spring tension. And I got some detail on the back here. I just threw an air tank in the back and some wires. I wish they made some air canisters for these, but there are airbags, so you gotta work with what you work with. And I got cap on the fuel tank there. It's like this is just the other side, same thing. And then the mud flaps, I put some decals on the mud flaps to add more detail. And I put one thing on here that I want everybody to look. This sticker right here means a lot to me. I am the way. Let me see here what this says. I'm sorry, I can't really tell. Let's see here. Oh shoot. It says, I am the way the faith, and the life. And that is the truth. With all this stuff going on, the only person that can get us out of this corona mess is the good Lord. I know I'm not trying to be religious towards certain people, but I'm sure a lot of people probably think the same way. So I always try to put something regarding him on my semis, because without him, I wouldn't have such the skills that I have with building them. But here's a few more things. Let me see real quick here if I can get it. I got the standard frame identification there. You can probably see that one. And there's one there. Let me pop the hood real quick. Hold on. This is what I've done with the frame so far. I got a window washing reservoir down there. I got to put some detail on. But it's just a standardized kitty cat. And then on the inside of the hood, real quick, I'll show you the detail I did with that. Put cross members and braces on the inside of the hood, if you can see. But yeah, that's what's going on right now, and I'm getting ready to finish up on this W900 so I can start on my K100 here soon. But I appreciate you guys being patient with me, and I'm sorry about my stuttering. I have a speech issue. A lot of people make fun of me about it, but nothing I can do about it. Maybe tomorrow I'll make a video of this great big behemoth over here. I keep showing it to you, but I'm gonna finally make a video of it. This $236 semi truck right here, this 1/16 scale Pete. I don't know if anybody has one of these, but I love this truck. This truck come out so good. It's huge. It is huge. I even got I have a 1/16 scale low boy trailer to it. This thing takes up the entire length of my china cabinet shelf. Look at that. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next update. God bless, and y'all take care now. Good night. Watch out for the storms if you guys live in and around the States.